Hey guys, and welcome to the 6th episode of Unstoppable Equestrian. I'm Danielle Pools from Dressage Plus. So lately I've been finding myself in a little bit of a riding low, and as you probably already know, when our riding isn't going as great as we like it to, it can sometimes feel like the worst thing in the world. Like we can't ride and even questioning will it ever feel good again. As I record this video, I'm in one of these lows. Not the biggest one I've ever been in, that's for sure, but more like a mini low. One where Rondo feels okay, but she doesn't feel great. And after having a nice, fresh, excited and motivated horse for the past 5 or 6 weeks, after bringing her back into work from an injury, I'm now feeling like little old habits are starting to creep back in. Like letting her get away with being a bit lazy at times and just not asking her for as much as I know she can give me. As well as starting to notice her slight lack of enthusiasm some mornings as we go up to the arena. Now, as I record this, I'm aware that you won't actually get to watch this video until about 3 weeks' time. So I'm hoping that by the time you're watching this video, I'm actually out of my low and back feeling on top of the world again and wondering how it could have even felt average to start with. So, how am I going to get myself out of this riding low? Well, I know that so much of it has to do with my mindset and the way I'm seeing the situation. I can choose to see it as a trigger, that it's time for me to step up and either learn something new or stop and think outside the square, recognizing different exercises or strategies I've used in the past to push through these lows. Because this isn't the first time that I've experienced a low in my riding, and it definitely won't be my last time. Another great mindset technique I like to use in this kind of situation is to shut my eyes for a few seconds while I'm riding and focus in on how Rondo feels when she's working really well. When she feels energetic, uphill, supple, and just in the correct balance. Like I discussed in my 4th episode, Sit How You Want Your Horse to Move, I connect with a past memory of Rondo moving really well underneath me. And then I sit in the saddle like I would be sitting in that moment, continually overriding the average feeling I might be experiencing and at that current moment, and then focusing on the good feeling, how I want her to feel. And by repeating this, I nearly always end up having a much, much better ride. One of my favourite exercises I use when I find myself in a riding low that's lasting more than 1 or 2 rides is simply putting it all into perspective. It's completely normal for any rider or athlete of any sport to experience down times, and we can't always be on a high, we can't always be winning, and we can't always be succeeding. It's to be expected that at some stages we will be faced with challenges in our riding. We will feel a bit of lack of motivation or have some rider injuries or horse injuries, and maybe even have horses with naughty or kind of challenging behaviour. And when these times come, the thing that determines how deep we get pulled into that low and how long we stay there for is greatly measured by our ability to positively control our mindset and think outside the square so we get the answers we need to move forward. By being able to refocus and put your situation into perspective, you'll find that you'll not be so heavily affected by it. There's so many worse things that could happen in life than going through riding low and maybe having a few average rides or even being a little bit disappointed in your rides. So if you're having a bad ride, you could choose to focus on the fact that at least you have a healthy horse to ride. Or if you've got an injured horse and they're out of action, then maybe you could focus on using that extra time wisely to spend more time with the loved ones around you, or take the time to learn off the horse, spend some time goal setting or visualizing the rides, how you want them to go when you're back in the saddle. There's always someone in a worse situation that you are in the world. So remind yourself of what you're grateful for and very lucky to have in your life. Smile and then do what needs to be done to move forward. I hope this gives you plenty to think about. I know just by sharing this with you, it's already given me the kick up the bum I need to get to the other side of my low, and I know I'll be enjoying the high very soon. So if you're in a low right now, my action step for you this week is to acknowledge that you're in a normal part of your journey, put things into perspective and shift your mindset. Think outside the square and then take action. So enjoy your next ride, and I will see you next week. Bye.